If your name happens to be Watt, then today has been a fairly interesting day for you to say the least. You see, earlier on today, we got this information on KJ Watt, not JJ Watt, but KJ Watt. And it was on a Peloton bike, which is pretty much supposed to be some sort of social media biking app that gets to show you how your workouts are going so you could track your achievements. And it says KJ Watt with a picture of JJ Watt, and underneath it says Super Bowl 56, Green Bay, Cleveland, or Buffalo. And originally, I thought JJ Watt had it down to about 5 teams. Green Bay, Cleveland, Buffalo, maybe Pittsburgh, and maybe the Tennessee Titans. Although that seemed fairly legitimate, we found out later on that JJ Watt came out and said in a tweet, "I do not own a bike, please stop." And eventually we found out that this was a little prank that the Watt brothers actually played on JJ, because it wasn't JJ Watt that went out and put this, or KJ Watt. It actually happened to be Derek Watt. So there's a lot to cover here. There's a lot of behind the scenes recruiting that went on here, and there's a lot of interesting stuff to get to. So before we get to the content, we're giving away a PlayStation 5 to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. Whether you're an old subscriber or a new subscriber, if you subscribe and hit that notification bell, you've entered for a chance to win a PlayStation 5. I want to give a shout out to our latest members: Thomas Bracey, Riker Rockstar, Connor Ethier, Christian Watt, Caven OT, John Smith, Thongar S, Steezy Cross, for joining on the Mike Mafia Soldier tier. And also, if you want to support my comeback on Twitch to get myself unbanned, we're gonna have a tweet in the top of the description box, so you guys could go ahead and retweet that tweet to petition my return to Twitch. If you want to know why I got banned off of Twitch, I'm going to be going live in an Instagram live tonight to explain everything to you guys on my Instagram page at The Flight Mike. Now that we get all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? So guys, if you remember a couple of weeks ago when JJ Watt originally hit free agency, there was one piece of information that I even neglected to tell you guys. You see, Deandre Hopkins, JJ Watt's old buddy in Houston, before Houston completely broke down at the hands of the famous butt chin Bill O'Brien, deciding to trade Deandre Hopkins for literally peanuts on the dollar. As a result of this entire domino effect of Dwayne Brown not getting signed to an extension, the Texans had to overpay for Laramie Tunsil, giving up 2 first-round picks. They traded Jadeveon Clowney for practically nothing, and the Texans got to a point where they were so freaking bad that not only is Deshaun Watson really unhappy there, but they just said, "Okay, JJ, you deserve better than this. You could go to a different team at this point. You can move on with your life. We're not even going to trade you. You could just choose what team you want to sign with." And as a result, over the past week, there have been a lot of rumors about where JJ Watt's going to go. He tweeted out something about a mitochondria being the powerhouse of a cell, which is what we all learned in the 6th grade. And immediately, most fans equated that to him saying, "Hey, I'm going to go sign with the Buffalo Bills." The Steelers made a lot of sense because the Pittsburgh Steelers are where his brothers played. The Green Bay Packers is where his home is. There was a lot of ways to make sense out of each and every team. Never did we mention that the Arizona Cardinals were a perfect fit for him. Now, this could be a potentially culture-changing move for the Arizona Cardinals, because on the offensive side of the ball, you have players like Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. It's a huge shame that Larry Fitzgerald just retired, because I feel like this would be a lot of fun for him to come back to. You have Kenyon Drake, who was fairly inconsistent this year, and this is pretty much it for Cliff Kingsbury. He has to get to the playoffs this year, otherwise you could expect his seat to warm up a little bit more. But on the defensive side of the ball is where things are going to get a little interesting, because you have Budda Baker, you have Chandler Jones. On the other edge, you have JJ Watt. Now, the middle might be a little bit of a question mark. They had Robert Nkemdiche over there, and he had some fairly inconsistent seasons. But then you have Isaiah Simmons, which is essentially a safety that plays the linebacker position. There is a lot of versatility there. And I guess the only thing JJ Watt really needed to hear was his old pal DeAndre Hopkins posting onto his Instagram page, "Let's finish what we started." And I guess JJ Watt figured this was too good for him to pass up, because he officially announced that he is going to sign with the Arizona Cardinals, and this is from himself. You know, this isn't even from Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport. He posted this picture of him doing squats in an Arizona Cardinals shirt, which was fairly interesting in my opinion, but then Ian Rappaport broke down all the details of his contract. The Arizona Cardinals are signing JJ Watt to a 2-year deal worth $31 million with $23 million guaranteed. This will allow JJ Watt to line up opposite of Chandler Jones, and with Deandre Hopkins, he will also make some serious money, more than $15 million a year. At the end of the day, I looked at the JJ Watt situation, and I figured that the things that he cared about the most was clearly being able to compete, being able to prolong his career, and also being able to earn himself some money. And to be honest, although I think the Arizona Cardinals are a great up-and-coming team, although I think this makes tremendous amounts of sense for the Arizona Cardinals because they have to face quarterbacks like Russell Wilson and Matthew Stafford, and, you know, the jury's out on Jimmy Garoppolo, but the San Francisco 49ers offense, when they're fully healthy, is a gigantic schematic headache, and if you don't have a pass rush, then Jimmy Garoppolo is going to crush you on those play actions, and obviously we don't even need to get into their rushing attack because Kyle Shanahan is a freaking genius. But to be honest, I can't help but feel like there were better teams out there for JJ Watt to sign with. And I'm not trying to rain on the Cardinals parade because for all you know, this could have been the missing piece to a Super Bowl. But in my opinion, I don't think it was the missing link to a Super Bowl. I feel like if JJ Watt was to go to a team, say like the Cleveland Browns, where he would have had Myles Garrett on the opposing side of him, he would have had a remarkable defensive back unit as well to captain that ship. He would have had a remarkable up-and-coming rushing attack that clearly was on the cusp of being able to beat this year's AFC champions. I feel like that would have been a better fit for JJ Watt in terms of him being able to maximize how much money he can make. The Cleveland Browns are going to have significantly more cap space this year. They're expected to be big players in the free agency market than the Arizona Cardinals. On top of that, there are a lot of question marks surrounding the Arizona Cardinals defense this year. For example, Patrick Peterson and the Arizona Cardinals are expected to part ways, and although Patrick Peterson hasn't been the cornerback that he once was this year, I can't help but feel like they have so many issues defensively other than their fantastic pass rush and Budda Baker that they will have to address this offseason in addition to JJ Watt. I don't think the addition of JJ Watt makes this team instant contenders, but I do think they're a very fun team to watch, and I really hope it works out for them because I believe JJ Watt and Deandre Hopkins really deserved better for their careers than what they ended up getting from the Houston Texans, which was a team in 2017 that I believe was on the cusp of winning Super Bowls. No joke. At the end of the day, I think JJ Watt made a great financial decision for his career. I just can't help but feel like he gave up an opportunity to potentially win a Super Bowl. And I could be wrong. Maybe the Arizona Cardinals have some more moves in store for us this offseason that could shake things up a little bit. All I know is if I'm Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks don't even try to upgrade my offensive line this year, I am going to hold out for a brand new contract because I don't want to go up against players like JJ Watt, Chandler Jones, Aaron Donald, Nick Bosa, the entire San Francisco 49ers defensive line without some additional protection. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of this signing? Grade the move for JJ Watt and for the Arizona Cardinals. For me, it's a C- for JJ Watt, and it's an A+ for the Arizona Cardinals. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.